Hi, we're Peak Enterprise, and today we will be presenting our cybersecurity plan for Pony. Firstly, I'd like to introduce our team. We have myself, Christine, and Kenzo, and we were responsible for generating a staff training pack on social engineering. Next, we have Rishab, who was in charge of creating a calendar of security awareness events. Lastly, there's Catherine, Kaitao, and Kunal, who are responsible for recommending technical controls to uplift security within Pony. Today, we'll firstly be going through the presentation pack, then the calendar of security awareness events, and lastly, the recommended technical controls. Moving on to our first agenda item, the social engineering training pack, our first and foremost goal is to educate staff on social engineering so that they can learn to protect themselves in the workplace and their everyday life. Because people are often the weakest link, it is important for staff to learn how to defend against social engineering. We also acknowledge that audience engagement is one of our greatest challenges, so we have implemented several mechanisms to keep the audience interested over the course of the workshop. These first 6 slides aim to introduce social engineering to the staff to build an understanding of why it is important to learn how to safeguard ourselves from it. We go through the what and who and how with a group activity to allow staff to brainstorm how social engineering relates back to themselves. In this next set of slides, we start off with a casual game to find out the name of the winner's pet, similar to the common security question of what was the name of your childhood pet. This will lead into our presentation of common social engineering techniques. The general structure of these slides will use transitions to first reveal characteristics of the attack, then an example of what could happen in the workplace, and finally ways to prevent successful attacks. Through transitions, we can allow for audience contribution and engagement before revealing slide content to consolidate discussion. Tailgating marks just past the halfway point of our presentation, and in order to mitigate any loss in audience engagement, we have included a Yes Theory video titled Sneaking In Everywhere for Free, Yellow Vest Experiment, which we have clipped to 5 minutes. This is accompanied by an activity which allows staff to think in a pony tailgater's shoes to encourage them to look out for such behavior. Lastly, we introduce the final common social engineering technique. Our final slide uses the group activity to reinforce that today's learnings are not just part of a compulsory workshop and can be applied to themselves to uplift security in their own lives. While audience contributions will be encouraged throughout the presentation, we have a final Q&A slide to allow for any further questions staff may have. So next we'll be moving on to Rishab, who will discuss the calendar of security awareness events for staff.
To protect the assets and reputation of Pony, the staff need to be informed about potential security threats and how to respond to them. The following educational events have been organized with the aim of reducing security risks and preventing cybercrime from infiltrating Pony's organization. The No Fish app is an anti-phishing education app that addresses the issues of phishing. By using leaderboards and prizes, employees will be continually engaged and updated on phishing. Furthermore, emails will be sent to employees with fake phishing links in order to see how they respond. This will gauge how effective NoFish has been in helping employees spot phishing emails. The conference Cyber Attack Sydney Series 2020 will be specifically for Pony's IT and IS security staff to provide them with an opportunity to keep up with the overall trends in the cybersecurity industry. By meeting up with industry professionals, the staff can share their knowledge and experience. A series of seminars will also be held throughout the year, addressing issues such as personal security and internal risks. Password Security Day encourages employees not to use generic passwords and reminds the staff the importance of passwords. The Data Responsibility and Document Management event will teach staff how to securely share documents and report any signs of a privacy breach. Personal device policy will be used to provide proper management of email usage, web browsing, and social media to prevent any internal information leaks. Finally, signs and posters will be placed around the workplace to remind staff about potential security threats. Placing them in frequently visited areas such as the kitchen or bathrooms will allow for several employees to see them, and the information on these posters can act as a common conversational topic. Next, we'll be moving on to Kunal, who will be talking about the technical controls.
Moving on to the technical controls, the controls are recommending are tailored to Pony's specific objectives and budget with a focus on not creating the perfect solution, but to create one which addresses Pony's cybersecurity risks. We chose to frame them using the NIST framework developed by the US National Institute of Standards and Technology. We did this because it's a global, non-technical way to communicate high-level cybersecurity principles. It's also very easy to use because of its flexibility and scalability. The framework consists of 5 core components: identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. To further describe the purpose of each control, we classify them as detective, preventive, and corrective. The names are obvious in giving away what they're supposed to do. And lastly, each recommended control aims to achieve one of 3 goals of confidentiality, availability, and integrity, in line with the CIA triad, which is a well-known benchmark for evaluating the effectiveness of cybersecurity. The first technical control we recommend to implement is the use of a virtual private network, in other words, a VPN. The VPN is a preventive control which can enhance the security and privacy of connections by masking the client's actual IP address. It also allows for confidentiality and integrity of sensitive data to be maintained. The VPNs can be very effective for Pony because staff can log in with their signed VPN accounts to remotely access the internal data with lower risk of being attacked in the public network. Social engineering attackers are unable to track the actual IP address when the VPN connection is on. We recommend using secure sockets layer VPN, because it ensures communication security in the network and for convenience doesn't require any software installations or complex configurations. Those with limited technical experience can set one up, and with a simple configuration, the operational cost of SSL VPN is more economical than alternative solutions. The next control we recommend is the implementation of a content filtering proxy. It's a preventive control designed to stop staff from accessing malicious websites. Administrators have full control of viewable content, and the content filter is able to block access to public websites such as messengers and public email servers in order to prevent internal data leakages. For Pony, this would aim to prevent staff's computers from being malware infected. Usually, cybercriminals are financially motivated to develop complex, spreadable malware with a network environment such as Pony's. The malware can replicate itself to infect other endpoints, as is noted by the rootkits being detected. Because Pony's role in the entertainment industry involves sensitive data transfer, it is essential to implement a content filter to prevent potential malware infection on endpoints. The third and final control we recommend is endpoint encryption. Implementing this preventive control ensures safe data exchanges between endpoints. The safe data exchange can ensure the integrity of the data is maintained. Endpoint encryption utilizes a public and private key. The public key is well known, while the private key is only so the intended user can open the message sent. Confidentiality is also maintained because any message sent is converted to ciphertext, meaning no cyber attacker other than the intended receiver can open the message. If Pony implements this control, they can significantly reduce the number of plot and movie trailer leaks, which can save them from further financial damage. It can also greatly reduce the risks of man-in-the-middle attacks as well by not allowing cyber threats to intercept and interpret the data being sent. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be happy to take any further questions.